This week in grammar, we are going to be learning about pronouns. And a pronoun is a word that we can use to replace nouns. And you already know what pronouns are because you use them all the time. Some examples of pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, they, we, them, him, her, us, myself, herself, himself, themselves, and yourself. So we use these words all the time when we talk and when we write. The important thing to remember is that when you are writing and reading, that you know who the pronouns are referring to. So let's do a couple together. Alexander spent all his money. So if I want to replace Alexander with a pronoun, I'm going to replace Alexander with he. So I can write he spent all his money. Now, when I'm using pronouns, it's important that before I start using a pronoun, I let my reader or the person I'm talking to know who he is. So if I'm telling the story of Alexander from Alexander who used to be rich last Sunday, I might start with this story was about Alexander. Then I can say he spent all his money. Let's do another one together. Liz and I went to Boston. So my friend Liz and I, we went to Boston a couple years ago for spring break to go look at all the really cool historical sites. So I can replace Liz and I with the word we. When I use the word we, it means there are other people and myself. So I am with a group of people. We went to Boston. So if I were writing about my trip to Boston with Liz, then I would use the word we, but I would make sure that in the beginning, I would tell who went with me. Okay? So when we use pronouns, we can replace nouns, but we need to make sure that somewhere in our writing, we have a reference or telling us who that pronoun refers to.